Hey guys, welcome back to the ExamRevision YouTube channel. My name is Ellen and today I'm going to be talking about how to improve in your languages for Junior Cert and Leaving Cert. When I say languages now, I'm gonna mean like French, Spanish, German, whatever your school offers, whatever you're taking, how to improve in those languages, because I feel like a lot of people are not naturally great at languages. I definitely wasn't, but you can learn and you can like kind of train yourself to be better at languages and pick them up a lot easier. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is using effective language learning techniques. Some of these things include like immersing yourself in the language, like watching TV shows or listening to the radio or podcasts or whatever in your language, your desired language that you need to get better at. I personally did French for the Leaving Cert. I loved watching French Peppa Pig because the language is fairly basic, but it's easy to kind of pick up kind of what they're saying and what they're meaning to say. So definitely watching any cartoon in your desired language is great, because you might not know exactly what they're saying word for word, or you might not be able to translate it, but they do speak slow enough that you can kind of pick up what's going on. And obviously you're watching it as well, so you can kind of pick up what's going on. Another great technique is to use books. You can find like little like French or Spanish like picture books, even in your school library. I remember I used to actually take out like random cartoon French books. These help so incredibly much because the language they're using in the book is going to be a lot more natural than what you're taught in school. Because a lot of time in school you're not really taught how to speak the language, you're just taught like grammar or like random things like that. So reading books is just as good, honestly, as watching like a TV show. Even like reading a couple of pages every night, and then maybe if you understand that book, go up to a higher level and it's maybe not such a cartoon book. But honestly, they really help, and it's quite entertaining as well to like watch Peppa Pig or read a random cartoon book. It's not so daunting than looking at your French book full of French vocabulary that you have no idea what's going on. Another great technique is to use flashcards. I didn't use flashcards for much of my subjects, but for my languages, flashcards are like the best thing, because a lot of the time there's vocabulary you'll be using really often, like whether that be in your oral or when you're writing stuff in the exam. There's a lot of vocab that is being regularly used there, especially if you're writing about yourself. You kind of know what things you need to know. So using flashcards for vocab is so great. Just write the French word or whatever on one side and then in English what it means in the back and any tips or tricks you need. There's also an app called Anki, which I will link down below, which you can use to make flashcards in as well, just in case you prefer things to be more digital. Also, I forgot to say, while watching a TV show, you can put the subtitles on. So let's say you're watching something in French that's a bit more advanced, let's say than Peppa Pig, and you don't really know what's going on. Turn the English subtitles on, but really you can use them to link up what they're saying with what it means in English. I think that would really help if you're watching something a bit more difficult in French or your desired language. Subtitles gives you a bit of a gist of what's going on. And as well as that, like reading books or watching TV shows in the language that you're trying to learn will give you like a wide range of vocabulary, because they're usually using again the same words over and over again, and you might not be taught that in school, so it could be extra useful vocab that you might use. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is practice regularly. I mean literally daily. If you're someone like me, I'm not very fond of languages. I don't want to sit down for 2 hours and study French. Doing like 15 minutes a day, do a set time every single day, and you just get it done out of the way, and that will really help build up the language. I know a lot of people say that, but honestly that is the best way, because it's not so daunting to sit down for 15 minutes and go over flashcards than sitting down for 2 hours every couple of weeks to try and learn some stuff off. Usually every morning before school, if I had like 20 minutes to spare, I would just run through my French flashcards or watch something in French. Like, you can just sit on the couch and watch something. It's not that difficult, but doing it regularly will really build it up. When you're learning the language in school, they obviously focus on grammar a lot, but it is really important, especially for your oral. All of those grammar things, to be having correct grammar in your oral will really give you those extra points. So definitely try learn off the grammar for certain verbs that you know that you'll be using a lot. My teacher personally would have like little rhymes for like every verb, which was really helpful. So that might help you out too. Obviously for all of the language for the Leaving Cert and the Junior Cert, there is an oral exam. So you really need to prioritize speaking the language. Other than just listening it or reading it, you need to be talking in it. I would talk to myself, like I would literally just like have a conversation with myself. You could do it with a friend if they do the similar language, or even if they don't, just talk to them. At least there's someone sitting there and you can try your best to say what you're trying to say. It will really help in the oral exam if you have experience talking with people in the same language. Literally talk to your mom, your dad, your dog, anything. Just talking to someone and saying what you're trying to say, it will help. And it might put a little bit of pressure on you because obviously they're sitting there waiting to hear what you're trying to say. So it could help. I think it does help. I don't know if this is kind of random, but when I was in the Leaving Cert, I changed my phone's like language to French. So literally everything, all of the apps, everything was in French. Now, like, let's say you go into Instagram, like the bios are all gonna be in English. Nothing actually changes that much, but you might pick up a little bit of vocabulary here and there. Like your camera app will say whatever camera is in French, I do not remember. Little things like that do help, and you're seeing that again on the regular. So will definitely help build up the language. By the way, apologies for the lighting change and the overexposure. If you guys are really struggling with languages, definitely check out the ExamRevision courses and bundles. They contain H1 standard notes, PowerPoints, quizzes, video lessons, literally everything you could need to improve in a language. So definitely check them out if you're really struggling. And yeah, I really hope this video helped you guys out, and yeah, we'll talk to you all very soon. Bye!